Kanye West's new interview with Jason Lee is amazing. There's about 4 points that I want to talk about from this interview, and he drops gems, tells you where his present state of mind is, and you really get an insight into what he's going through and the other side of the picture that the media is painting of him. Great interview. I'm going to link it in the description. So when you're done with this video, by all means, go check it out for yourself. First off, he talks about his relationship with Kim as it relates to her being the mother of his children. It's so interesting because you get to see, how the media has painted a picture of him beefing with Pete Davidson, him wanting to beat up Pete Davidson. That's just in the song. It's music. But what isn't just music is his absolute insistence of being closely, intricately involved in the lives of his children. And he talks about how if you didn't even hear about the incident when he tried to get to his daughter's birthday party and nobody wanted to tell him, and finally he had to find out from, because Kim didn't tell him, the in-laws didn't tell him, so finally he had to find out from Travis Scott. But he talks about how when he was young, his parents got divorced, his mother moved to Chicago, and his father had an opportunity to move to be closer, but his father chose not to move closer. So his father was across the country, and he wasn't as intricately involved in his own life growing up. And he said he's not letting that happen with his kids. While the media is painting a picture of him moving next door to Kim, and they're making it seem like he's stalking his ex, he's like, no, I didn't move next to Kim. I moved next door to my children. That's why I'm there, because I'm going to be there for my children. That was a powerful statement. And that was just a powerful picture that the media is trying to ignore, because it's almost as if they don't want to paint this man as being a loving, caring, and concerned father. There's a lesson that even with his billions of dollars, he is still dealing with baby mama drama. It's such an eye-opening situation to realize that it is so important who you choose. If you don't have kids and you'll break up, that's one thing. But if you have children with the wrong woman, now think about how much drama you're going to be going through in trying to be a part of your children's lives. And you have to fight. You have to go to war with the mother of your children instead of just being able to focus on raising your children. That's why it is so important to choose your partner wisely. Kanye also talked about the incident with him and it's not really a paparazzi, but he described the person as a paparazzi because it wasn't just a fan seeking an autograph. It was actually a person who sells autographs professionally. He knows this because this is the same person that had gotten autographs from him and others the day before. So now this person is back for more autographs so they can sell. And he's like, okay, I had enough of this. The part that I think was fairly reckless was appearing to admit punching this dude out. I don't think that was a good look, but hey, Kanye may know more about what happened, and maybe he has left himself enough room to be able to say, okay, yes, I did punch this dude in the face. I did knock this dude out, but I was defending myself. I was protecting myself, and he swung first or something like that. I don't know, but in the way he seemed to admit it, it didn't seem like a very good move from my perspective. But it's early and we don't know where this is going to go yet. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Kanye West also revealed that he had wanted to meet with Bernie Sanders. While he was doing his whole MAGA thing, he had said, hey, I'm willing to sit with Bernie Sanders. I want to sit with Bernie Sanders. I want to talk to Bernie Sanders. Bernie refused to meet with Kanye. That's an interesting thing. Bernie refused to meet with Kanye. And Kanye pointed out, but he met with Cardi. He met with Cardi B, but he refused to meet with me, which kind of tells you something about these politicians. These politicians will pick and choose whom they sit with. They don't actually want to answer our questions or deal with the issues that we have and that we want addressed. They're looking for photo ops. So they're going to somebody who they think will give them no pushback and making it seem like they have high level endorsements from people who are part of the culture. Because the last thing that I really found just amazing about this interview, and I think it really is one of the, from a larger perspective, definitely from a personal perspective, the way he talked about his kids and wanting to be in his kids' lives is an awesome thing. But from a larger political and just building within the black community perspective, what he said next was like, wow. Because he talked about Cube, and he talked about how there was so much pressure on Cube, and there was pressure to keep certain people away from each other. Like they didn't want individuals over here communicating with individuals over here. And it was like, this was a way to maintain control. And he's talking about the political class now. He's talking about how they didn't want these high profile rappers and black celebrities dealing with each other and communicating with each other because they wanted to keep them under their thumb. And in fact, he uses the word entrapped. He says they keep us entrapped by not communicating with one another. Because if you see this, the gatekeepers will try to suppress and control the narrative the entire way. So when Cube stood up and started talking about a blueprint for Black America, they attacked. When Kanye started suggesting something other than the Democrats, they attacked. When Killer Mike steps up and starts talking about how gun ownership is a great thing, black banking is a great thing, they attack. Because what Kanye is doing right now with his massive amount of money and his inability to be canceled, because they tried to cancel him and they can't. What he's doing, creating a space for other messages to get out. And they don't like that. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But if you disagree and if you think, no, Kanye's just crazy, everything the media says about him is true, I say, feel free, give me a thumbs down. But now, go watch the interview and tell me if you still feel the same way afterwards. I'll see you next time.